Coming up next, we have a recap of the UNA games this past weekend, the Parade of Champions with VSU President William McKinney.
Then we have the Player of the Week, Patrick Diop, the Red Hots, a recap of Union, and VSU Baseball. All this and much more, your Blazers Sports Report starts now. Hello and welcome to the Blazers Sports Report. I'm Brad Covert. With me as always is Tia Chisholm.
Thanks, Brad. The whole city of Valdosta came out for the Parade of Champions. Marlon Contreras has more.
Valdosta State University is not only recognized for their high academics and beautiful campus, but also for the superb athletic program. The Parade of Champions celebrates the 3 recent NCAA Division II national championships. Valdosta State's president, Dr. Bill McKinney, is honored to be part of a winning tradition and explains what the 3 recent national championships mean to Valdosta State.
What it means to Valdosta State, first of all, is a sense of pride in these great student athletes who represent the university so well, but it's also a sense of community pride. And you can see it by the fact that the city and the county are hosting us in this parade today, and it's also a sense of pride in what these young people have done in the classroom, in the studios as well. We celebrate 39 academic All-Americans this year as well.
In football, Coach David Dean led his team to a victory over Winston-Salem State, 35-7, to win the school's 3rd national championship. The previous wins come from 2004 and in 2007, during Coach Dean's first season. Head coach John Hansen has been the head coach of both the men and women's tennis teams of Valdosta for 38 years. Coach Hansen has been named Gulf South Conference Coach of the Year 15 times. The men's tennis team won a national championship back in 2006 and in 2012, when they defeated Barry University with a 5-2 win. In softball, the Lady Blazers finished their season 58-5, setting a Gulf South Conference record with a 36 consecutive game-winning streak. The Lady Blazers defeated UC San Diego 4-2 to win their first ever national softball title. With the recent national championship wins, there has been some talk about possibly going from Division II to Division I. Dr. Bill McKinney clarifies those speculations.
I've heard the speculation, but the university has no plans at this point to move from Division II to Division I. The cost, first of all, would be prohibitive. The cost to move to Division I would amount to millions of dollars a year, which would put an unfair burden on students, an unfair burden really on the university at a time when our faculty and staff haven't seen pay raises in the last 5 to 6 years. And apart from that, the university has a championship tradition in Division II, and I have no intention of disrupting that tradition.
Since 1979, Valdosta State University has won 7 NCAA Division championships and are looking forward to keeping that tradition alive. With the Blazers Sports Report, I'm Marlon Contreras.
We can look forward to this day every year.
This past weekend, the Lady Blazers took on the North Alabama Lady Lions. The Lady Blazers began the game with a 35-21 lead over the Lady Lions in the first half. The Lady Lions cut the lead, though, from 15-1 in the second half. With the game-changing shots from Brittany Nelson all the way to Courtney Williams, the Lady Blazers were able to come out on top with a winning score of 57-51.
The Valdosta State Blazers took on the Lions of North Alabama and were unable to come up with a win. The Blazers struggled offensively throughout the game, having 8 costly turnovers in the first 10 minutes of the game. Even with clutch shots from James Anacreon and David Murray, the Blazers failed to gain the lead and were defeated 74-73.
For the 3rd time this season, Valdosta State has had someone named Player of the Week in the Gulf South Conference. Ebony Dennis has the story.
Patrick Diop has the highest single game scoring total by a GSC player since 2008-2009 season.
Patrick's a leader by example. He kind of one of those guys that just takes off and says, come on guys, follow me. You know, whether it be run the court or run through a brick wall. That's just his mentality, his nature, and I think he's really developed into a leader for us, which is important.
Diop has gained recognition for scoring a total of 38 points against West Florida last month, averaging 1 point per minute, breaking John Neal's record for most points by a Blazer since the 1991-92 season.
It felt good, but I didn't really know I scored that until I did my TV interview on the radio. And I was wondering why we lost. I was wondering why we did a radio interview. He's like, oh, he scored 38 points. I was looking at him crazy, like, wow.
Along with Lady Blazer Ashley Johnson, Diop was also named Steele's Jury Student Athlete of the Week.
I mean, God motivates me, my family, of course my teammates, the Valdosta environment, it motivates me.
The VSU Blazers had a rocky start at the beginning of the season, but with great leadership from players like Patrick Diop, the Blazers could be headed for a championship. Patrick Diop has proven he is well deserving of winning Player of the Week twice and will continue to lead the Blazers to victory. With Blazer Sports Report, I'm Ebony Dennis.
Congratulations, Patrick Diop, for holding the title of Player of the Week for Valdosta State University.
The Red Hots are holding a clinic this weekend for inspiring dancers. Ariel Brooks met up with the girls this week to get the details.
The Red Hots dance team of Valdosta State University has won 3 Open Dance National Championships in 2008, 9, and 10. They were also national champions in the hip-hop category in 2011. Every year, the Red Hots hold a tryout for girls who share their championship ambition. But it takes more than just a pretty smile and a desire to dance to be a part of this elite team.
I also think that whenever our team clicks and we're a family, we get so much more done. And I think that's why we were so successful our first year, because it was literally like one heartbeat. We all were there for each other. We all had each other's backs. And I think that's what, whenever we all come together as one, that's when we do our best.
We love to have a great performer because first and foremost we are here for VSU athletics and to support our Blazers and the different, the football and the basketball teams where we perform. So great performers are key. It's one thing that if you have great technique, but if you're not fun to watch, your audience ain't going to want to watch you either. So we look for really great performers that have got great personalities and are good ambassadors for our organization to go out into the community, since we do so much outside of VSU as well.
If you're interested in being a Red Hot, be sure to check out their clinic on February 9th or visit the athletic website for more information. With your Blazer Sports Report, I'm Ariel Brooks.
The Red Hots are important to the motivation of the Blazer athletics, and we hope to see a good turnout for the auditions.
Both the men and women basketball teams recently took on Union. Caitlin Barker has more on the games.
The Lady Blazers lost for the 6th time this past Thursday night. Committing 17 turnovers during the game, the Lady Blazers made only 21 field goals and lost 54-50 against the Union Lady Bulldogs. Courtney Williams and Brittany Nelson led the Lady Blazers with 13 points, while Courtney Sprague finished with 10. The Lady Blazers are now 4-7 in the Gulf South Conference play after their successful win over the North Alabama Lions this past Saturday. On the men's side, the Blazers had an astonishing win last Thursday, beating the Union Bulldogs 81-70. 5 different Blazers scored in double figures during the game. Shaquille Harris led the Blazers with 14 points, while James Anacreon finished with 12. Josh Sparks, Patrick Diop, and Alan Love each finished with 11 points. The Blazers led for the majority of the night, building a lead as large as 17 points during the second half. However, the men are now 5-6 in the Gulf South Conference play after falling short 1 point to the North Alabama Lions this past Saturday. The final score, 74-73.
Unfortunately, the Lady Blazers found a defeat by the Union Bulldogs tonight, but the Blazers came back with a commanding victory. For your Blazers Sports Report, I'm Caitlin Barker. Go Blazers!
We're glad to see that the Blazer basketball teams are doing so well, and we hope for continued success for the rest of the season.
Let's check out the VSU Blazer baseball team as they kick off their 2013 season.
Friday saw the Valdosta State Blazers baseball team take to the diamond for their first game of the 2013 season. In the first of 3 games over the weekend at Billy Grant Field, the Blazers came up short against Palm Beach Atlantic for the opening matchup of the Comfort Suites Classic. The game remained tied at 2 apiece until the 8th inning, which saw some untimely errors lead to the opening night loss for the Blazers. Despite these mistakes, a few Blazers were able to turn in strong performances in the opener. Starting pitcher Pete Winningslow gave up just 3 hits and 1 run, while striking out 6 in 5 innings of work, only to receive a no decision. Leading the charge offensively for the Blazers was first baseman Jake Montgomery, a transfer from Wallace State Community College, who tallied 3 hits in 4 at-bats, including a double in the 3rd inning, that drove the Blazers' only runs of the game. Despite the opening night loss, the Blazers have high hopes for this season and will look to improve upon last season's 27-19 record. Their next chance to win will be Saturday against Payne College here at Billy Grant Field. So come out and show your support for the Blazer baseball team as they continue the rest of the season.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at the Blazer Sports Report. As always, I'm Tia Chisholm.
And I'm Brad Covert.
Go Blazers!
It's funny you said